in an effort to just keep pumping out content for the build, I'm just gonna pump out these quick episodes that are no like fancy edits. So today we started the process. When we first started building these aerial robotics, Rob and I, when we wrote like the contract and stuff, we didn't really think there was much to patent. We're not patent attorneys. Rob has more experience than I do personally with that side of the world, but he still is also not an expert, and I am by no means an expert. And last Friday, so like a week ago, we met with some angel investors at a mentoring session. And one of the things they told us was we should really get intellectual property, or what IP strategy. IP standing for intellectual property. And they recommended this one guy local to Cincinnati, and he's kind of known in like the startup world. So we met with him, and we apparently have a lot of stuff that's patentable, and we should also develop a longer term patent strategy for the company and the other technology that we have, and as well, um, regardless of your view on patents, because they go both ways. Some people like them, some people don't like them. Nonetheless, investors love when people say that you have a patent on your technology. And so it'll just help us as we go through the process of this whole investing. And in going through that process, we have to have some kind of valuation, and it's nice to have an outside source. And based on what we have currently, our old evaluation for probably the past several months has been about around $800,000. So that's how we didn't really calculate that. That's just how much someone offered to buy out the company for, and what technology we had, and the contacts we had, and the projects we had. They offered $800,000. Well, now the valuation's gone up to $1 million. So the company's worth about $1 million now. And I think the biggest thing that uh, these videos hopefully show you is, A, I'm still in my bedroom at my parents' house, and B, Rob and I still work two full-time jobs running this startup. Obviously, that's going to change in the coming months, but I think people greatly overlook and underestimate the power of technology and of the internet, and the scale of what you can do. And with reinvesting and living very humbly, uh, you know, I drive 3.5 hours every weekend to Cincinnati. Um, I've slept on the floor at the office. Uh, I I downsized car. I still live at home. I've invested heavily back into the company. Rob has done likewise, and uh, I think that goes to show the power of what you can do. And we took a tad bit different approach to at least our startup. And we didn't just have an idea and try and go and raise money. Um, we just used some of our own money to get some projects started or problems started that I identified, given my personal background with the whole inspection and infrastructure world. I actually knew what was needed. Not that I was a glorified inspection expert. It's just something that I did. I was young, and I at least knew more than the guys that were trying to be drone pilots for inspections, because they didn't know what an engineer wanted or what an engineer needed. Because at the end of the day, it's that engineer's license that's on the line when he or she signs off in this report that yes, such and such structure is good for the next year, 2 years, whatever the case might be. You're not going to have any problems. And that's their ass on the line. They're not just going to trust some, any old pilot that says that they can give them the information they need. It doesn't work like that. And so I started doing that, and I started going around talking to people and talking at events, and eventually this led to this very unique application, this very unique strategic partner, and it just kind of spiraled from there. And they started funding us through a contract. They didn't buy equity in the company, but now it's getting to the point where we're gaining enough traction that they do see the potential. They would like to have equity. They would like to increase their investment, and we're looking to bring other people on board. But we're a little bit further down the line. I don't understand this whole pre-seed, seed, R&D, prototype, this whole Series A, all this bullshit. The point is, we took a very different approach, and I don't know if it's because of where we were. I mean, we're in the Midwest, and the Midwest is starting to gain recognition as like a technology hotbed, whereas really fucking everywhere is a technology hotbed. I mean, it's just what people call it, some other marketing slang term. But yeah, the Midwest is a very wise investment. Our shit's not expensive, and we can get a lot further with cash than you can out in San Francisco. It's just ridiculous. And I get the connections in San Francisco, but you have the internet, and I don't understand it. And I personally think it's just an overhyped train, especially now in 2018. I mean, I had a cousin there that was there in 2007 before this really started. So that's just kind of some of the things we've done. But nonetheless, Ron and I still work full time, still in my parents' bedroom or my bedroom at my parents' house, and still take classes online and in AI for an hour a night. Not perfect at it by any stretch of the imagination, but so I'm going to get back to doing so. Just want to make this quick documentation video.